What if a tractor could work your farm all night, without a driver sitting inside it? No breaks. No fatigue. No long hours behind the wheel. And this isn't science fiction anymore. Across American agriculture, self-driving tractors and autonomous farming machines are becoming a real technology, and they could completely change how farmers plant, spray, and harvest their crops. But here's the bigger question. Are autonomous tractors actually going to replace farm workers, or are they going to become the most powerful tool American farmers have ever used? In this video, we're going inside this technology to find out what it can really do, and why the future of farming may look very different from what we see today. The rise of autonomous farming. For generations, farming has depended on one simple system. A farmer gets inside a tractor and controls almost everything manually. The farmer drives across the field, follows planting lines, monitors equipment, watches the soil, and makes decisions for hours at a time. But modern agriculture is changing. Today, tractors can use GPS, cameras, sensors, artificial intelligence, and advanced software to understand where they are and what they need to do. Instead of a farmer constantly controlling the machine, an autonomous tractor can follow a planned route and perform specific farming operations with far less human intervention. And that could be a huge advantage for American farmers. Why? Because farming today is facing a major challenge: labor, time, and rising operating costs. A farmer may have thousands of acres to manage, but there are only so many hours in a day. During planting and harvest seasons, timing becomes critical. If the soil is ready today, waiting several days could affect the entire crop. This is where autonomous machinery becomes extremely interesting. More work with less time. Imagine an American farmer preparing thousands of acres for planting. Instead of relying entirely on a driver sitting in the tractor, an autonomous machine could perform repetitive field operations while the farmer focuses on higher-value decisions. The farmer could monitor the operation from a distance, check multiple machines, analyze field conditions, and respond when the system identifies a problem. That changes the farmer's role. The farmer is no longer simply the person driving the tractor. The farmer becomes more like a manager of an intelligent farming system. And this is where artificial intelligence becomes important. AI can help machines process information from cameras, sensors, GPS systems, and field data. The goal isn't simply to make a tractor drive by itself. The real goal is to make farming more precise, efficient, and data-driven. For example, an autonomous machine can be programmed to follow extremely accurate paths through a field. That can reduce unnecessary passes, minimize overlap, and potentially reduce wasted fuel, inputs, and time. But there's something even more important. Autonomous tractors are not just about replacing human driving. They are part of a much larger transformation happening across American agriculture. Farms are becoming connected systems where machines, sensors, satellites, software, and AI work together. And once these technologies begin communicating with each other, the possibilities become much bigger. A tractor could become more than a tractor. It could become an intelligent machine that helps farmers make better decisions about their fields. But there is still one major question. Can this technology really work reliably on a real American farm, with unpredictable weather, difficult terrain, equipment problems, and thousands of acres to manage? That's where things get even more interesting. Because the future of autonomous farming will not be decided by technology alone. It will be decided by one thing: whether this technology can actually make farming more profitable and practical for the American farmer. And in part 2, we'll look at the biggest advantages, the risks, the costs, and what autonomous farming could ultimately mean for the future of American agriculture. Because the goal isn't to replace the farmer. The goal is to give the farmer a smarter machine, more control, and more time to focus on what matters most: growing better crops and building a more profitable farm. The biggest advantage: precision. One of the biggest reasons autonomous tractors are attracting attention in American agriculture is precision. A human operator can do an excellent job, but farming thousands of acres is repetitive, exhausting, and difficult to perform perfectly hour after hour. Autonomous systems can follow pre-planned routes with remarkable consistency. That means fewer unnecessary passes across the field, more accurate planting patterns, and potentially less wasted fuel, seed, fertilizer, and other inputs. And when you're farming hundreds or thousands of acres, even a small improvement in efficiency can become a major financial difference. But precision is only one part of the story. What happens when one farmer can manage multiple machines? This is where autonomous farming becomes even more powerful. Imagine one farmer monitoring several machines instead of personally driving each tractor. One machine could be preparing the soil. Another could be planting. Another could be performing a field operation. The farmer could monitor their progress through a digital system and intervene whenever necessary. That doesn't mean the farmer becomes unnecessary. It means the farmer's time can be used differently. Instead of spending the entire day behind a steering wheel, the farmer could spend more time analyzing crops, checking field conditions, managing equipment, making financial decisions, and planning the next operation. In other words, technology could shift the farmer from operator to manager. And for American farms facing labor shortages, that could be extremely important. But autonomous tractors aren't perfect. There's a reason farmers cannot simply replace every conventional tractor tomorrow. Real farms are complicated. Fields aren't always perfectly flat. Weather can change quickly. Mud, dust, unexpected obstacles, equipment failures, poor connectivity, and changing field conditions can create challenges for autonomous systems. And there's another major factor: cost. Advanced autonomous equipment can require significant investment. For a large commercial farm, the potential productivity gains may justify that investment. But for smaller operations, the economics may be much harder. That means the future of autonomous farming probably won't look exactly the same for every American farmer. Some farms may adopt fully autonomous systems. Others may use semi-autonomous tractors that still require a human operator. And many farmers may combine traditional equipment with new technology. The transition will likely happen step by step. The real revolution is bigger than the tractor. Here's something many people miss. The autonomous tractor itself is only one piece of the puzzle. The real revolution happens when autonomous machinery connects with the rest of the farm. Think about a farm where sensors monitor soil conditions. Drones collect aerial images. Satellites provide field data. AI analyzes crop health. Farm software organizes all of that information. And autonomous machines use the information to perform precise operations. Now the farm isn't simply using a smart tractor. It is becoming a smart farming ecosystem. That could allow farmers to make decisions based on real-time information instead of relying only on experience and manual observation. And that is where American agriculture could see some of its biggest changes. Will self-driving tractors replace farmers? Probably not in the way many people imagine. A tractor can drive itself. But it cannot replace the experience, judgment, and responsibility of a farmer. Farmers still need to decide what to plant, when to plant, how to manage their land, how to respond to weather, how to manage money, and how to protect their operation. The machine can perform tasks. The farmer still makes the important decisions. So the more realistic future is not robots replace farmers. It is farmers using intelligent machines to do more with less time and fewer resources. And that distinction matters. Because American agriculture is not simply trying to become more automated. It needs to become more efficient, more sustainable, and more profitable. What could this mean for the future? Imagine an American farm 10 years from now. The farmer wakes up and opens a dashboard. Instead of immediately climbing into a tractor, they can see what is happening across the entire operation. Autonomous machines are working in the fields. Sensors are collecting information. AI is analyzing conditions. The farmer receives an alert when something requires attention. They make the decision, and the machines handle much of the repetitive work. That could mean fewer wasted hours, more precise operations, and potentially better use of expensive farm inputs. But the technology will only succeed if it produces something every farmer ultimately needs: a better return on investment. That is the real test. Not how futuristic the tractor looks. Not how impressive the technology sounds. But whether it helps the farmer produce more efficiently and protect the profitability of the farm. Final result. So, are self-driving tractors going to change American agriculture? Yes, but probably not by removing farmers from the equation. They are changing what it means to be a farmer. The tractor is becoming smarter. The farm is becoming more connected. And the farmer is becoming more focused on decisions instead of repetitive driving. The biggest opportunity is not simply automation. It is combining AI, GPS, sensors, data, and autonomous machinery to create a farming system that can work smarter. And that is our main point. The future of farming is not about replacing the American farmer. It is about giving that farmer better tools to grow more, waste less, save valuable time, and build a stronger and more profitable operation. The farmers who learn how to use these technologies effectively could have a major advantage in the agriculture of tomorrow. And the question is no longer whether autonomous farming is coming. The real question is, how quickly will American farmers adopt it? Because the next generation of farming may not be controlled entirely from behind the steering wheel. It may be managed from a screen.